Whoever you are, I'm not letting you rule what's left of our future.
Hello, here we are, Demon Slayer news. So we got the leaks for the Demon Slayer Hinokami Chronicles 2 DLC, first season pass 1. Here's the thumbnail I made this morning, on screen now. So I'm going to try to keep this a brief, short news kind of video, kind of condense everything. There will be some spoilers in this video for the new Infinity Castle movie. Duh. You know, the DLC covers Infinity Castle, so if you haven't seen the movie, the beginning of this video won't have spoilers, but towards the end of the video there will be spoilers when we get into it. So for this video, I'm going to talk about all the DLC characters confirmed for Season Pass 1, what could potentially come for Season Pass 2, and how these characters could be in the game. First off, Muzan is free coming later this month. There will be spoilers later, but you're safe to watch the beginning of the video because I'm just going to talk about Muzan, who's free, who is from like Season 1, kind of. He has an attack from the Hashira training arc, which is, you know, before the movie, but like in that area. So it's not really a spoiler, and I'm only going to show clips from trailers. So if you've seen the trailers, I'm only going to show those clips. I'm not going to show any leaked images, any leaked clips. It's all over the internet, but I'm not going to show leaked footage, only, you know, the trailers and stuff. So we're getting right into the video. Let's take this off right here, and let's go to YouTube. Here's the trailer. I have Slow Play's video pulled up. I could have pulled up anyone's video, but this is just the first one that appeared. I have it muted because I don't want copyright issues. There was a scan that came out on Twitter and whatnot about Muzan confirming. We'll talk about it. Infinity Castle Tanjiro, Zenitsu, Giyu, Shinobu, Akaza, and then a brand new Doma and Kaigaku, and that's going to be your Season Pass 1. So Muzan is free coming at the end of this month here. They didn't give us a day, but the month is like halfway over, so expect Muzan to come maybe this week or next week. Because they gave us a trailer, it might just be very soon, but I'm not confirming anything. This is kind of speculation because they said end of September, so like, come on, you know? This trailer doesn't show any gameplay. All it really shows is like his animations. Like, this is Surge, I'm pretty sure. This is either a grab or a boosted finisher. So we don't know if you boost or surge and just spam the auto combo. At the end it'll do a fancy move. I think this is his boost combo finisher. And then this might be his grab. It looks like Emu's grab, and this is probably his ultimate. Like, there's no way this is a regular super. This has to be an ultimate right here. And then this is just his character art for the game. And then I believe at the end here. Also, I do want to point out on Steam, I don't know about other consoles, but on Steam specifically, the game is on sale for 25% off. So it's not like a big amount. When I get the game, it's around $44 now on sale, and I think the deluxe is around $52. I could be wrong, but that's what I saw on Steam. If you're on Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, it might be different, but I don't know. But that's as far as I know for Steam. And these characters, these are going to be like their character art for the game. Akaza's new Infinity Castle variant is going to be right here. We're going to talk about all of this in this video, like how we can play and whatnot. Kaigaku, Doma, Akaza, and I don't think at the end of this trailer, yeah, no, there's nothing else at the end of this trailer here. So, next, there's Muzan. He's free. He's just gonna, like, there is no gameplay besides his, like, supers and surge animations, so we don't know how he's gonna play. But he does look like the kind of character that's just gonna be, like, be broken as hell. He might just have passive healing. If you don't know, demons and surge have healing, but this bro just might have again, speculation, I'm not confirming, this is speculation. He might have passive healing or something of that nature, because it's Muzan. And if you watched my video, let's pull it up. I'm not going to play it, but I'm just going to pull it up. If I can find it. If you saw this video of mine, if I can get to a good point here, we would get a Muzan. Like an early Muzan, and then later in maybe Season Pass 2 or something, we might get like a, like the final form of Muzan. You know, I did everything that came out in the leaks for the Season Pass 1, I predicted either in this video or on one of my streams. If you rewatched this video or haven't seen it yet, I predicted pretty much everything. The only thing I didn't straight out say in this video was Infinity Castle, Zenitsu, Giyu, and Shinobu, but I did, and Akaza, but I did say Giyu, Shinobu, Zenitsu in one of my streams. I think Akaza is the only one I didn't say, but I think, you know, getting all but one correct I think is pretty good. But again, as I said in this video as well, it's very easy to predict what's going to be DLC because Infinity Castle is the new arc. Obviously, they're covering it. And if you pay attention to what we're actually getting in this DLC, you will see it's only the characters who fought in the first movie. The second movie is coming out in 2027, I believe. So, Season Pass 2 might be around then. And we're gonna get like Upper 1, Nakame, I believe her name is. We might get Kanao then. And my cope is Kane Kocho. I love Kane Kocho, and it's me coping for her. Because they made movesets for dead characters. Makomo and Sabito have movesets and they're dead. And Urokodaki doesn't fight and he has a moveset. I want Kane Kocho, please. Especially because if Kanao was DLC, they'll have flower breathing to give Kane stuff. I'm getting sidetracked, but also something I do want to point out, because we're going to talk about the characters next, like Shinobu and whatnot. Characters like Shinobu, even Murata, have, again, this is where we're starting to get into some spoilers, so if you don't want spoilers for the movie, you can leave here if you want to. So you can leave this point in the video if you want to, if you don't want to be spoiled on the movie. Here is one of the trailers. It's not leaked footage, it's not, I mean, it's spoiler if you want to counter, but it's a trailer that by Crunchyroll. I'm playing here for you guys. So, again, I'm going to talk about spoilers though. So if you don't want spoilers, here's your last chance to leave. Characters like Murata, Shinobu, use moves in this movie that are in the game. Hinokami Chronicles 1, Hinokami Chronicles 2 have moves from Infinity Castle on Shinobu and Murata and so on. And I thought that was wild because I just think that's pretty cool that they did that. But it also raised the question for like a character like Tanjiro. And we'll talk about that obviously. We're on the Shinobu trailer here, so let's talk about Shinobu. A lot of her moves, like, while watching the movie, I think a lot of people have the same thing who play the game, is whenever a character did a move in the movie, I said in my head, oh, that's their tilt skill. Oh, that's their guard skill. That's the regular skill. That's their ultimate. That's the grab. That's their boosted combo. A lot of the characters did their moves from the game. So it raises the question, okay, what's going to be on the new stuff? A character like Sonami has his Slayer mark in Surge, and Giyu does not. I'm getting all over the place here, but the point is, Giyu was obvious for a DLC character because he didn't have Slayer mark in Surge, but they gave it to Sonami, which is a spoiler. So why not give it to Giyu as well? It kind of confirmed, hey, we're getting Giyu DLC, which is my favorite character, is Giyu. So if we're getting a new Giyu with a Slayer mark, I'm all for it. I am not upset about... People are complaining about reskin and all of this stuff, and it's like, come on. if you've seen the movie, there is stuff they can do. And I will admit, like Academy characters, sure, complain about Academy characters if you want. And we're going to talk about Zenitsu and all that soon. We're on Shinobu right now. Shinobu does her tilt skill in this movie, she does her guard skill in this movie, she does her second ultimate in Hinokami Chronicles 2. They gave a lot of characters second ultimate, she does her second ultimate here. And she is her skill, tilt skill, and guard skill all in this movie. And also her boost combo, I believe. I think she just doesn't do her grab, which is like the back of her shoe has like a blade. That's like the one thing she didn't do, so it raises the question, what's gonna be the moveset if the ultimate and all three supers are in the movie? I mean, in the game. There is stuff she did. Doma pretty much said she's the fastest Hashira he's ever fought. We don't know how many Hashira he's fought, but we assume it's a lot. He's upper 2. And he's pretty strong and pretty fast himself, so if he were to say Shinobu's fast as hell, we better believe it, you know what I mean? So she's gonna have a lot of the moves in the game right now. For Shinobu is very fast, very spammy. I'm expecting Shinobu to be similar, but with bigger moves, because she displayed a lot of like big moves in this movie. I'm expecting her, again, spoiler, her ultimate is probably going to be what her looked like her guard skill, but it was her final move she did in the movie against Doma. It's gonna be probably more dramatic and everything, to where like the centipede is going all around your opponent and the ultimate, and then it's like a mirage where your opponent try to hit you in the ultimate animation, and then she just uppercuts you all the way to the ceiling, and it does like a dramatic explosion because it's a video game, and then it says ultimate or finish or something, for how these games do it, make it more fancy and whatnot. Cool explosions in there, like for Tengen. In this game, Hinokami Chronicles 2, they gave us so many unique ultimates, unique versions of ultimates. I'm expecting Shinobu to play differently. Even if her basic combo stream is the same, that is 100% okay. Don't complain about the combo stream being the same. If the grab is the same, so be it. But expect, I would say expect bigger moves, and expect, more flashier ultimates for Shinobu. Now, the next one I want to talk about is, we'll get to Doma later. Let's go to... Okay, let's talk about Tanjiro, because he's the main character. I did predict we would get a Tanjiro, and then in the Season Pass 2 and so on, we'll probably get his final form. I'm not going to spoil what his final form is kind of about, but if you've seen the manga, you know what I'm talking about. But for those who aren't manga current, I'm not, but I've been spoiled an accident. I'm not going to say it for others, but he does have a final form. It's a main character. Of course he's going to have a final form, you know. But I did say they're probably going to give him this variant here. Again, spoilers we're getting into. So, something I do want to talk about the first game DLC is the Entertainment District Tanjiro. When that got announced and leaked, people didn't think we were going to get the bloody eyes and everything. That we were just going to get a generic, not a generic, but he looks similar and doesn't necessarily have the Water Plus Hinokami moves, but he's just a more fancier Tanjiro from the arc. They gave us straight out bloodied eye Tanjiro with dual water Hinokami Kagura for his supers and whatnot. And the model was beaten up and bloodied. This Tanjiro here, at the end of the movie, his eyes glow red, and the mark goes down almost to his nose, and his costume is so bloodied and torn up. I'm expecting that version, a completely bloodied outfit, torn, the outfit is ruined, his mark is down all over his face, his eyes are blood red, and I'm expecting him to have a Gyome kind of aura to him, to where he's just that character that's gonna he looks chill as hell, but when he fights in the game, all of his moves are like bang, 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 bang. You know what I mean? Like huge explosions from all of his moves are gonna be like what look like simple attacks are gonna be like boom, boom, boom. I feel like that's the kind of character he's gonna be. If you saw the ending of this movie, you know what I'm talking about. He was very calm. That was the whole gimmick of the transparent world, is he's very calm. And he does a lot of moves from the game in this movie. We're like, oh, that Burning Bone Summer Sun, that's the Entertainment District's ultimate right there. And there wasn't like, Tanjiro didn't do anything that was like over dramatic that could be an ultimate. So I'm having a hard time thinking what could be. The only thing that comes to mind is they can over dramatic the movie did at the end. How, again, spoiler. I don't know if this is on. I talked about this on stream yesterday, playing the game story mode for Source Village arc. I don't know if it was unsatisfying or not how the fight actually ended, because Tanjiro just kind of hit him once at the end, if you know what I mean, and it just felt like it didn't feel like it came out of nowhere. Like they built up to it so much, but at the same time, it's like one hit. Like one slash to the head and to the neck, and Akaza just can't react. Like it's just so weird that like Rengoku couldn't do that, Marked Giyu couldn't do that. Tanjiro just walks up and does it while like upside down. You know what I mean? Like I'm not complaining. This is not me complaining. It's just like an observation, right? That like it felt satisfying, but at the same time it just doesn't. If that makes sense, it's hard to explain. But I think his ultimate's going to be something along the lines of he does fancy Hinokami Kagura moves, and then the ending of it's going to slash upside down your opponent's head, but you don't cut your head off in the video game, so it's going to cut to an explosion. It's the ultimate or a finish or something. That's probably going to be his ultimate. Surge is probably going to be the pose he does where he saves Giyu. If you remember in the movie when Giyu almost died and Tanjiro saved him, the pose he did where his arm is stretched out with his sword, and you see like the fire breath coming out of the side of his mouth, and the mark is like down his face. I think that's going to be his surge animation. There is no footage in the trailer, so I can't show that. But there's like manga, I guess manga panels of it. Next character, we'll get to Akaza and Giyu, but next one, let's talk about Zenitsu. Zenitsu is people saying he's probably gonna, like his basic combos and grab are probably gonna be the same as what he already has. And the only reason why I strongly disagree is because this is the first Zenitsu in the game that's fighting awake. Academy Zenitsu, Entertainment District Zenitsu, Season 1 Zenitsu. They're all fighting asleep. It would be so weird. And I don't want to say lazy. But it would be so weird if Infinity Castle Zenitsu, a locked in Zenitsu. Let's take a picture. Let's take a look at this guy. If we can find a good image right here. Locked in Zenitsu, awake. He can't fight the same way he does asleep. Sure, he fights similarly, but there has to be more. They need to express how locked in he is. Like, he's almost looks like Tanjiro, without his eyes look and everything, how his demeanor is in this movie. This Zenitsu needs to fight differently. Sure, he has first form, but he also has, spoiler, 7th form. 7th form might just be an ultimate. We have to accept this. Okay, this is probably a surge animation. Maybe. I mean, again, speculation, not confirming, speculation. Might be a surge animation, might be the ultimate. 7th form has to be the ultimate. Will we get a smaller version for a super attack? Maybe, maybe not. He did, in this movie, like, first form 8-fold, which he did in Entertainment District in the anime, but it's not in the video game. So I think one of his supers, I think either his tilt skill or guard skill is going to be 8-fold first form. It's not in this trailer, so I can't show it. I don't think, anyway. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. He does first form, and then he goes and he tries it again, but 8-fold or 6-fold or 8-fold or something like that. That could probably be tilt skill. I think regular skill could probably be like a stronger, faster first form, but this time, again, it's not in the trailer, so I can't show it. It looked like a flash step. The first move Zenitsu did against Kaigaku in the movie, it looked like a Bleach flash step. I think his first skill, not tilt, maybe tilt, who knows, or a guard skill, who knows, could be, or maybe a boosted combo or a grab, where he looks like he flash stepped like Byakuya Kuchiki and cut him and was just standing there, you know what I mean? That could either be regular skill, boosted combo, or grab. And ultimate, we already talked about it. Alright, we talked about Muzan, we talked about Tanjiro, we talked about Shinobu, we talked about Zenitsu. Now my favorite character, the one I am the most excited for, Giyu Tomioka with the Slayer mark. So as you know from playing the games, Giyu is more calm, but got explosive power and whatnot. Giyu in this movie is just, I don't want to say all rage, but like, this bro, even like he's fighting for his goddamn life. Right now, I'm gonna use a quote from the movie. I'm facing an enemy that's demanding everything from me. My instincts are being rudely awakened. Like, the way this bro's eyes, it's not in the trailer, but the way this Giyu's eyes, like, have veins on them, you know what I mean? Like when an anime character is angry and there's veins in their eyes when he awakens his mark, that has to be his surge. When he's, obviously he needs the mark and surge. The only thing I don't like about Hinokami Chronicles 2 is it has 2 rounds instead of 3, and you can't build up to 3 bars a meter. Because here's why it's upsetting. I get for competitive, people are saying, I'm probably going to be hated for this. But in the game, Minoichiro, Mitsuri, when Giyu gets his mark in the DLC character, you can't use their ultimate with the mark. Sure, it's a cosmetic, but it's still hype. I want to build up 3 bars a meter, surge, and ultimate so I can see the Slayer mark in ultimate. You can either boost an ultimate or level 2. There's 0 way to ultimate with a Slayer mark. So, Giyu, I'm not confirming, again, speculation, could either start and Slayer mark, and Surge could just be him raging with it still on, and then that way you can ultimate with it regardless. But I think he's just going to start in base form and have more powerful moves, and then Slayer mark obviously for Surge. So in this movie, he displayed every single water form. He even used Dead Calm 2 times, I think, and displayed it a little bit differently each time. So, first of all, I think I watched the movie twice in theaters, and I think I know what his ultimate's gonna be. I think I know what his ultimate's gonna be. Again, spoilers, but if you made it this far in the video, I don't need to tell you that. Do you remember when he awakened his mark and did 10th form? And there was this cool scene where Giyu, like, where Akaza was the most bloodied up he's ever been. His head is like half off, but he's still like smirking fighting. And Giyu just slamming this guy around, like in a circle kind of ish. And then Giyu does 10th form, like a Shinobu move. It slams Akaza all the way down to the bottom of the Infinity Castle, and then I think it's 7th form, the Ripple move, where he clashes with Akaza. I think that could be his ultimate, where he's like slashing all around and slamming the opponent all the way down to the ground, and in a massive water explosion. And then because it's a video game, ultimate, they can make it look more explosive and flashy, to where when he slams your opponent to the ground in the ultimate, the water dragon explodes, and Giyu comes out of it using 7th form, and that's the ultimate right there. That sounds so cool. And he's gonna be more ragey, a little bit more violent in this with his attacks, I feel like. Like, he's no longer calm. This is Giyu fighting for his life. Like, Giyu's even saying, I'm fighting for my life. Like, he doesn't say this straight out, but he, like, alludes to it. That he's, like, fighting for his life here. You know what I mean? Like, this is no longer Giyu versus Rui, where it's, like, dead calm, move my arm once and I win. This is Giyu, like, it's do or die for Giyu. You know what I mean? Like, he's fighting for his life out here. Now, next character is Akaza. I think I'm gonna brief Akaza, because I think this video is a little bit longer than I want it to be. So, for Akaza, he's probably gonna have the same, like, combos, grab, and so on. Which, again, I said earlier in the video, that's fine. He's gonna have 5 unique moves, plus, you know, 2 demon skills and 3 supers. He used mostly projectiles and kicks in this movie, and there was 3 times, maybe 2 or 3 times in the movie, where he, like, sent out projectiles and followed them. One time against Giyu, he fired red projectiles, and then followed them, and then another time against Tanjiro, he fired mini versions of them in blue, and followed them. That could be, like, Gyutaro's tilt skill, where he sends projectiles and they can still chase you down. And then he did mostly kicks and kick explosions. So, like, there's a move where he, like... You know Nezuko, Awakened Nezuko's ultimate? Where the beginning part of her ultimate is her, like, kicking you all the way back? Where she just, like, launches herself forward and her foot slams into the opponent's stomach. Akaza does that, but on impact, he explodes Giyu, like, across the Infinity Castle. That's either going to be, like, the ultimate, or it could be, like, maybe a tilt skill, or something like that. But he used mostly kicks and projectiles. Now, the last 2 characters, let me just get this pulled up here. As I said in my stream yesterday for Doma, for Murata and Shinobu, they pulled moves from the Infinity Castle. Doma did a little bit in the movie, but I feel like they have to pull stuff from the second movie. And so it, like, Doma's attacks might spoil people, but also Bleach gave us 1,000 Year Blood War Ichigo as DLC. So, I don't think video games care about spoiling unless you're Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball has still yet to give us manga content, but that's a different... I'm not getting into that rabbit hole right now. Doma's gonna be kind of like how base Giyu is right now. Like, base Giyu is kind of chill. I think Doma's gonna be kind of chill, like mid-range, a little bit of a zoner. He's gonna have very fast melee and whatnot. As you can see, like, he's keeping up with Shinobu, even though he says Shinobu is, like, fast as hell and whatnot. He's still keeping up with Shinobu, like, effortlessly. He's probably just grinning the whole time, you know what I mean? And something I forgot to mention with Shinobu, she has a gimmick with her sword. Whenever she sheaves it, she turns the sword and, like, it changes the poison and whatnot. I don't know if the game is gonna give her that. And the reason why I'm saying this is because it's kind of like a fast-paced game, to where I don't... Like, in Bleach Rebirth of Souls, Neliel, Ichigo, Unohana, I think Grimmjow too, I could be wrong, Grimmjow might have it, to where they have moves to where they have to, like, power themselves up with their special meters. Bleach has that, but it's hard to do in Bleach because your opponent's always on you. If you know what I'm talking about, like Neliel, she has to stand there and power up. Unohana, same thing. I don't think this game is going to give Shinobu a move like that, because it's going to leave her open, and it's going to be very annoying to set up. I don't think they're going to do that. People are saying they probably will. I'm not confirming. Again, I want to reiterate this point. I'm not confirming. I'm speculating. I don't think they're going to give her a gimmick where she, like, turns her sword in the sheath and it changes poison or something like that. It would be cool. I think I would like it if done right. But I think it has potential to be done wrong, therefore I don't want it. because I don't want Shinobu players to stand there and then I get a free combo. They have to do it right. Make it instantaneous. You like quickly do it and you go right back to fighting. That could be how it's done right. But now we're in a sidetrack. Let's talk about Doma again. Doma is gonna have a lot of ice, flowery, poisonous. I don't think they mentioned something about poison in the movie. That like you can't inhale like his ice or something. He's like frozen blood. How Shinobu said breathing near him is a danger now. I don't think Doma's gonna have like his own poison gimmick, but he does have a lot of ice. And I haven't seen second movie, obviously. Second movie's not out yet for 2 years. So I don't know exactly what he's gonna do. So right now, it's just speculation. Mid-range, quick slashes with the fans, and that's about it. Kaigaku, honestly. I don't really care about Kaigaku, but like cool, I guess. He's just gonna display every thunder breathing technique besides 7th form and 1st form. He doesn't have 1st form, and Zenitsu invented 7th, so he's probably just gonna display everything else. And that's how Kaigaku's gonna be. Now, to end this video off, I do want to say, I mentioned earlier in the video, every character announced as DLC is straight up just from the first movie. Aside from like Muzan, I guess. Well, that's free, so it doesn't really count. I mean, Muzan's in the movie, but you know what I mean. Season Pass 2 will probably be like 2 years from now when the second movie's out. That's what I'm trying to say. Kanao, Nakami, Upper One, Hine is my cope. But I think that's about it for this video here. I'm not gonna I'll probably show it, actually. This is irrelevant to Demon Slayer entirely, but to end the video off, as I was recording this video, like getting the script ready with like my bullet points, Xenoverse 2 decided to do something. What is that, you might ask? I'll make sure this is muted. We're getting Chilai and Fury, like base Broly, as the next DLC for Xenoverse, I guess. Sure. Still no release date. I honestly don't care, but like, I just want to throw that at the end of the video, just because it's something to talk about. This video extended longer than I wanted it to be, so sorry the video is long. I didn't want it to be long. I just talk a lot, and so happens the video extends longer than I want it to be. Alright, that's gonna be the video. I will cover more of the game, obviously. We'll cover Muzan when he drops in the game. I'll stream it, make a video on it. Until then, take care.